Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach Today. I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB. It is July 10th, 2023, episode number 5022. Excited about this week. We're ready to go. It's a big week. Like, we had 4th of July, which is great. We had episode 5000. It was a fun like start of the summer. Now I'm ready to go. I hope you are too. And I'm going to challenge you because we're going to talk about creativity this week. It's going to be a fun week. We're going to talk about intelligence. We're going to talk about imagination. But what I really want to talk about today is our 100-day challenge. So today we are starting a 100-day challenge, and I hope you take this on with me. I hope you're saying, okay, let's accomplish something in 100 days. Because what I've done is I've set up a meeting in the group 100 days from now where we're going to have a party. We're going to get together and we're going to celebrate our accomplishments. So I'm super pumped about that, and we're going to be talking about it today at our expert meeting. I know this is not a group coaching. This is an professional expert meeting, but I'm going to talk about the 100-day challenge because it's something that even professional experts need to do. We're going to talk a little bit about launching, but we're going to get into this 100-day challenge. Now, if you don't want to be public with it, that's okay. What we're going to do is we've got a Google spreadsheet. And basically on a Google spreadsheet, put your name, and every week we're going to check off if you accomplish what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? So I'm I can't tell you how excited about it. What am I working on? 3 things. And this is called stacking. And Nicole was great because Nicole brought this to the table and said, hey, why don't we stack? Why don't we stack some things? And so I'm like, cool. If you want to stack, you can do it. But I want to tell you, I want to make sure you understand this is a challenge that I'm pushing you. This is something that's, I'm going to push you. Like, we need to do this. We need to accomplish something. And with this challenge, what I'm doing is, number 1, is getting my first draft of my book done. Heavy as the Crown is the King. Getting that done. 10 chapters. So my plan is every week, at least 4,000 words. It's 14 weeks. So by the time we get done with those 14 weeks, if I write 4,000 words a week, I should have a good rough draft of my book. The stack that I'm doing is alcohol. No alcohol for those 100 days. That's something I work on anyways, but it's really a focus. 100 days, no alcohol. And then I have a 90-day workout for after 40 and abs. I'm going to do that book. I want to get up in the morning and do the 90-day ab getting in shape workout. Those are the 3 things I'm stacking, okay? And we'll talk about it today at 4 p.m. Basically, I'm going to put myself and my name. You can see the spreadsheet. I'm emailing it. And then I'm going to have my 3 things I'm stacking. And then every week I'm going to check off, did I do them? And basically, the 90-day workout is a good example because you rest in between. As long as I follow what I said I was going to do for 100 days, okay, and I actually have a book, 90 days. At the end of the 90 days, I'm good. I'll check, I'll say I did it. And when I come to the party, I'm going to come to the party with a rough draft of that book. I'm going to celebrate not drinking, and I'm going to have abs. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to have abs, but hopefully I'll be in better shape than I am now. I need to gain a little weight. So that's my 100-day plan, and I'm stacking. So I want you to be thinking about your 100-day plan today so that we can put it in the spreadsheet and you can start tomorrow, or really today, right? You can start today, whatever it is. I don't care. It might be 1 thing. It could be 3 things. I really don't want to do more than 3 for you. But these are things that are in blood. Like, it's very important that you are going to get this done. I want to celebrate something with you. And I want to get something done. And no matter what it is that you're working on, whether it's health, whether it's business related, whether it's family related, whether it's relationship related, if you do something for 100 days, you're going to be better at it. You're going to feel better, and life is going to be better. Okay? So that's our challenge. We're getting together. Remember, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can make the meeting, we're going to have a meeting. It will be recorded. It's up in the community. The other thing I'm doing is I have not only a 100-day challenge spreadsheet, and our challenge area only goes to 30 days. That's why we can't do 100 days. But I got a spreadsheet so you can put your name on it and we can track. The other thing we've got is a circle. So the circle is in our social area, which if you haven't been over there yet, it's totally cool. We have multiple circles. That's where you can come and communicate. We've got new members who are coming on board and getting more active, which is great. And it's awesome to see everybody getting active. And Morning Coach 5.0 is rolling out, and it's going really good. I mean, it's just been an amazing journey. The launch was last week. We got a bunch of new people, and we're having fun. I'm about quality versus quantity. You're going to hear me talk about that tomorrow as we get into our book study. but we've got great people. So if you get a chance, if you haven't visited, haven't been over there in a while, now's the time. So go to that circle on your app and click, 100-day challenge, and let me know what you're doing. And let's get it on the spreadsheet, and let's make this happen. If you happen to be listening to this later, shame on you. Should be listening every day. I'm just kidding. I know people take breaks. But if you do have to start a week later, I'm okay. Just get started. We want 100 days, okay? And what we'll probably do is after this 100 days, take a little break. We'll reevaluate, probably do another one. This is a coaching system. That's what this is about. I'm here to help you live your best life, support you as a professional expert, to find that certainty and care. That's what we do. And we're doing that together. We're progressing down this path. So let's focus in on that, and let's do that. So I'll see you at 4 p.m. today, Eastern Standard Time. You can do the math. If you sign up in the meetup area, it'll send you a reminder. It will work with your local time. So just go in the meetup area and get signed up immediately for that. That's really critical. Okay, this week, that's a big one. Okay, that's a big one. But what are we doing this week? Well, we've got episode 5022 today. So that means at episode 5122, you should have accomplished something. Okay, and we're going through 5028. But what we're talking about is creativity more important than intelligence. We're going to get into that today. Okay, we're going to really rock that. And then we're going to move into our book study tomorrow. And we introed it last week, but if you go up up into the compass area, spit it out, JB. If we go out into the compass area, you're going to find the book study, so you can go grab that. I think that's important. Also, again, I talk a lot about the community. This is a resource for you. If you go in the community, there's actually a book study area, okay, which is important. And in the book study area, this is why it's important to check in once in a while, right? If you check in once in a while, Jim posted that you could get it for $3.99 this is Saturday, July 1st, last Saturday. So check in once in a while. And Jim Besden, thank you so much for that. That's super cool that you were looking out for us. And we're putting that out there, which is great. That was awesome too. So I appreciate that. And it's really, really awesome that you actually thought about the group and put it in there. So again, if you check the community, there's an area for the book study. And then if you want to get it, the compass area is where you check what we're working on. Okay, let's get back to this week. So we got the book study. It's great. Wednesday, creativity tips for experts. That's going to be awesome. I love the fun with that. And we're going to get over some tips because you're going to understand why creativity is so important. Thursday, of course, I answer your questions, which is really important. Friday is our day. We're going to talk about when the going gets tough, the tough get. When the going gets tough, the tough get. That was an 80s song, right? Well, we're changing it. When the going gets tough, the tough get creative. Not when the going gets tough, the tough get tough. I think that was the songs. Chris, you're great at songs. Gammons, you're always hit me up with the songs. You got to let me know what that one is. But when the going gets tough, the tough get tough. I think that was the song. But we're going to do when the going gets tough, the tough get creative. Saturday, we got more creativity tips for the system. I want to hit that a couple times. And then Sunday, we're going to talk about finding time. Okay, tips on creativity and simplicity and spirituality and how do you find some time. So we got a great week planned, all starting off today. And we're going to discuss creativity a little bit. And I think imagination fits right in that because I'm going to give you a quote. I'm going to give you a quote to start the week. Okay, and the quote is this. Einstein, pretty smart person, I would think. Okay, right? I love me some Einstein. Okay, whenever I say Einstein, it's like, okay, if this guy is kind of teaching this, then we're doing probably all right, right? I mean, a couple more brain cells probably than I have. So Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Imagination encircles the world. And, I think this is one of the areas that my life really changed. What changed it? Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, I was a nerd. I played sports, but it was a nerd. I love my D&D. Used to take my D&D books. Used to draw the characters. Used to roll the dice. That was me. Used to love that game. And my mom will tell you, I didn't even read. I hated reading. Grammar teachers said I couldn't write. And now, I'm working on my next book. Really, it's the 5th one. And we're going to start cranking. Like, I'm really ready to start rocking. That's why I'm doing the 100-day challenge. But why am I bringing up D&D? Because it helped me with my creativity and imagination when I was young. It really made me live in a world that was different than where I lived. It made me think. And I think the difference between today's video games and what I did is we were pen and paper and books. I think the problem is that today's video game takes the imagination away. Like you can sit on a video game, like say World of Warcraft, or I don't even know what the new ones are. I won't play them because I'm too addictive and I'll probably get into them. But they're limited in that what happens is it's kind of like watching a movie instead of reading a book. You pick the color of the armor and the sword and stuff, and you only get choices of what they are giving you. Where with the original D&D, when we made characters, like the last one I just played, was an elf that was part tree. Right, so I could picture in my head of this elf with bark, and I could see like his bow and arrow and how it looked different, and that was kind of a branch, you know what I mean? And that was all in my head. And if you know me at all, you know I love horror movies. And you know why I love horror movies? Because the best ones are the ones that leave it up to your head. They're the ones that don't show you the monster. And so that imagination is so important because it allows your brain to work. I always say it's the right side. Left brain is the analytical side, that Einstein side, where the right side is allowing that to work. Well, why is that important? Because creativity, where things are created is where wealth is created. It's where things are created. When you can create, you're creating wealth. And the truth is we're creating our own reality. I'm going to get metaphysical on you. For those of you that are new, I do have a PhD in metaphysics. Some of you don't know that, but I'm a metaphysician, kind of. That's what my background is, the study of being. And when we study that, we start to realize that the way we perceive the world with our imagination is what we're getting. I mean, Zig Ziglar taught this years ago, one of my mentors, that if you perceive bad service, you would get bad service. Well, you were just creating your own reality because you came in there going, the service is going to be terrible. And as you walked in the restaurant, it just became a self-fulfilling prophecy. You got to be careful what you wish for. So when it comes to creativity, it's up to that imagination, that creativity that allows us to get there, allows us to change. That's why I can't wait to talk about when the tough get tough, or when it gets tough, the tough get creative, because that's the secret to life. Many times, and every once in a while I'll gamble. I don't consider it gambling because I watch for patterns. If you've read our book on professional experts, you realize that a professional expert is somebody that sees patterns. Okay. That was our book last month. And when you see that, it's not gambling. I'm looking for patterns. And that's why when I'm doing like the real-time betting, and that's how I win, I can't do the old school stuff. But if I'm watching like a game and I see a pattern, I'll bet that pattern, right? And that pattern acknowledgement is like the creative side. It's, yes, there's some analytical side of it, but you're creating based on the pattern that you see. And so all those things that I'm talking about, like Dungeons and Dragons and being able to see things in a movie and allowing your brain, it allows you to start to see things differently. It allows you to see patterns and create something differently, okay? And be ahead of the game. And one of the things I hope to do is be ahead of the game with things that you're doing. Like I'm already on Blue Sky and other stuff that I'm testing, which is a social media, because there's new open source social media. I think social's getting ready to make another shift. I will let you know everything that I see because I've always been really good at understanding what's happening ahead of the game. But there are major shifts occurring. I mean, and they're always happening, right? So being ahead of that, being able to do that involves creativity and imagination because the left brain won't have validation. The left brain won't give you the validation because the data is not there yet. Okay, you can see the pattern, be the expert because of the pattern, but yet the data hasn't been achieved. So you've got to be able to step out in faith, and you've got to be able to have some wins to allow that imagination and creativity to work. So is intelligence important? Yeah, I think intelligence is important, but it isn't the winning of the game. So I'll give you a good example as we get into book writing, which you'll hear me talk about since I'm writing my book. You don't write books. It's not called a best writer. It's called a bestseller. You don't write books for grammar teachers. You write them so they sell. Okay, and you write them for impact. Let's not say sell. Let's say for impact. We write them so there's a great story there. Does grammar help? Yes. You want to be, you want to have a copy editor to make sure you don't have misspellings and sentence sound good. But at the end of the day, you're not writing for grammarians or teachers. You're writing a book so you can have impact. But what do most people do? They don't use imagination and creativity and knowledge when they write. Imagination and creativity when they write their book. They use knowledge and try to impress people with their vernacular, their big words. And people don't want that. They're already over inundated with stuff. They want something that's easy to read. Well, there's a certain group. Like there are grammarians and there are teachers and professors. You're not writing for them. And I'm going to give you a secret. Most teachers and professors aren't going to buy your books. They aren't even going to read them. They don't care about you. Okay, educators are a different breed. Dr. Paul's awesome, but a lot of them are very egocentric and don't care. Okay, it just is what it is. It's traditional education, because those people have never been out in the real world. We're in the real world. Nothing against teachers. I absolutely love them. I was going to be one. I am one, basically. But I want you to be thinking about these ideas of imagination and creativity in your life and how you can shift your perspective and create your reality. It all comes down to creativity is really more important than intelligence. I love the movie Forrest Gump. I just do. Love the movie Forrest Gump. But if you look at the movie, it's similar to life. And then he didn't let anybody get in his own way. He didn't let intellect get in his way. He just went and did stuff and it worked. Guess what? That's what I've done most of my life. All this stuff I've created. I just go out there and create. Put stuff out there and allow it to happen. That comes from creativity and imagination. So I'll leave you with our quote today, and I want you to work on that. And we're going to be working on all this week, so make sure you tune in. Couple things. I want you to get to today's meeting if you can make it, and I want you to tell me what your 100-day challenge is. That's critical. I want to celebrate a win with you. The second thing is I want you to think about creativity this week, and I want you to think about Einstein. Imagination is more important than knowledge because knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. That means creativity encircles the world. When we create, we are creating the life that we deserve. I want you to focus on that. Okay, so let's do it to it. It's a Monday. Let's get out there and make it happen. You need us, info@morningcoach.com. As always, info@morningcoach.com. That's the email. But I love you. It's going to be a great one. And get in that community. Get in there at 4. Get in the community. There's so many cool people. So many cool people. All right, I love you. Do it to it, and I'll see you tomorrow right here on morningcoach.com.